automation company. We started this as a passion project in our college days when we were all college students in Vellore Institute of Technology. And as you would all know, in your college days you have a lot of time but very little money. So this started out as a passion project wherein a couple of friends would chill in their rooms, and as lazy college students we were always fighting as to who will turn the AC on. So we thought there has to be a better way to do this. So we ordered a home automation device from a certain brand, and we were really surprised that the performance was extremely underwhelming. And we were really let down because we'd all pulled our monies in for that one device. So we decided that since we have the capabilities for this, why not make a solution of our own? So hence Aliste was born. Now we've been in this industry for roughly 2 years, and what we saw was that 99% of our clients were people who were either making a new home or renovating their old home. There's no one who's sitting in their home and suddenly thinks, let me get my home automated, right? And the reason for that is that the setup fees and the installation fees for such solutions is extremely high. We were one of the more cost-conscious solutions in the market, wherein our average bucket size was 1.2 lakhs, and this is something that most people don't think is very feasible in an existing home. So the whole market is catering to the small 5% of people who are making a new home, and this is generally people who are in their late 40s, early 50s, and maybe even after that. And typically these are not your early adopters of tech. This is more like a novelty for them and not a convenience. So we decided to target the market that no one else in the market is targeting. So why is this problem worth solving? A, the market potential is huge. The home automation market is expected to reach $14 billion within the next 5 years. And as I told you, 91% of smartphone users are under the age of 45. So the people who actually adopt tech early are the ones that we want to cater to, and you need to have a low setup cost for this. 22 million urban households are rented at this point, and there is no home automation solution that is catering to this need. Because the setup cost is so high, no one will put a home automation solution in their rented home, right? And there is such a big, all your technocrats based out of Hyderabad, based out of Bangalore, will want a home automation solution, but they will not want to pay such a high and not want to finance it upfront. And of course, we're not here just to make a quick buck. We want to make an impact that really lasts. So we saw that 2.4 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions take place through Indian households every year. And via our solutions, we can regulate appliances and severely reduce this number. So that is our greater goal. Of course, as we saw in this room today, there can be technical challenges at times, and you need a correct team to really recommend these challenges. And so we believe that we have the right team with the perfect amount of technical and operational capabilities to revolutionize this industry. We have the pulse of this marketplace like no one else, and have been living, breathing, and sleeping home automation for the last 2 years. So why we believe this is the right time? We've had a sales pilot of roughly over a year, and we've had our solutions validated by the market. In these roughly 15 months of sales, we've had an actualized sales of roughly around 90 lakh rupees and an accrued revenue of 3.3 CR. What this means is that we have purchase orders from large scale builders, which we are guaranteed which we will fulfill in the next 1.5 years. And there are several others which are materializing as we speak. Another thing that we have traction, we have great traction, as Mr. Iyengar pointed out, his son is a big fan of Shark Tank, so we have a lot of people who've been reaching out to us because they saw us on Shark Tank the week before that. And we've seen overwhelming amount of response not only from India but from many countries where people really resonated with our solutions.
So and our converted Shark Tank?
So we got an offer, but we didn't really like the offer we got, so we turned it down.
How much it was offered?
So we were offered roughly 60 lakh rupees, wherein 50 lakhs was for debt and 10 lakhs was for equity.
How much?
So they were giving us a 1 CR valuation.
Who was done that?
Mr. Anupam, Shali.com founder.
Okay.
Yeah, so now, of course, after Shark Tank was really a awakening experience for us, and it really sent us back to the whiteboard because we were on a CapEx model, wherein we would ask for people to finance all their solutions upfront. And we really got to thinking, as Mr. Piyush Bansal had pointed out to us, that if you can provide an automation solution for 800 rupees, this market will get revolutionized. So we decided that makes sense, that the setup fees in this industry are extremely high. So if we have a stable solution that we know that it will work for years and years, we can revolutionize this by shifting to an OPEX model. And of course, if I tell you about the market scenario as of now, the market is fragmented into two areas. There are very expensive solutions with the likes of Crestron and Legrand in the market who provide an extremely expensive solution. And on the other hand, on the affordable hand, this market is littered with traders who provide cheap Chinese solutions without paying any heed to manufacturing quality. And we believe, and of course this data is not given by us, we have referenced it from a study, that within the next 10 years, this market will consolidate into 5 to 10 major players. And I think with the right support from people like you, we can really scale.
What is your uniqueness of your product?
So,
I like the product, whoever likes it, because why somebody can't replicate yours? What is uniqueness of your product?
Right. So our software is our secret sauce. We have meticulously perfected everything in the IoT communication. So IoT basically is your interface, the server and the device. Basically there needs to be a seamless communication between these, and it needs to be done in a cost conscious manner. Please.
Okay. Now in that case, if your product is going, probably you can also add that. My views about your product, it's too good. Only thing, how far you can able to execute, speed is very, very important.
Right. And
Because
speed needs capital, sir.
That capital, whatever you get, you have to take advantage of it and leverage out of it. If you wait for too much, then somebody will take the market. Because you will have to, this product is a need of an art.
For sure.
And it is not necessity. Please understand that.
For sure.
It is something like the same thing what you find the technical glitches.
Right.
Sometimes we feel if there is no technology, we can do much better. That feeling always will be there.
Right.
If you want to convince that, you have to be very speed. And how you can able to build the brand, it is more of building a brand, you require a capex. And how fast you can able to execute. If you are getting some good fund, whatever it is, you should take an opportunity. That's what I believe.
The larger guys like Honeywell and Honeywell, they do automation.
Yeah, for sure. So, as far as Honeywell brand, the larger brands are concerned, they work on wired tech, and there is no wireless solution that is available from most brands. And this is a very capital intensive solution. So it is like a Lamborghini in a space where I am providing a Swift. So they are working for the 0.01% of the market, wherein they do a larger project, and their market share. That is why, even though it seems like such an obvious solution, the adoption is extremely low. Like there's around 40 people here. I'd love to ask whose home is automated here today.
So in the new home market, these larger guys can tie up with the new age developers and provide a solution at scale to the large. So how are you going to have prevent this competition?
So of course,
because they have deep pockets at the end of the day.
So there's two things here that we see. The first is that the amount of capital that is required to adopt their solution, many developers don't have. Because in your large scale commercial projects, like we have done several projects wherein we are doing a one flat for roughly around 40-50,000 rupees. So Honeywell gives you a gateway which costs 80,000 rupees before putting in any solutions. So the difference is so high that we are operating in different industries as such. So this is catering to a much more massy need than a class tier need.
No, but the question here is, like same question, and you ask how many people are using this, automated system. The idea is that people don't use this automated system not because they cannot afford this, because they see that there might be some switching cost. So why I will do this? Whether I'm getting those kind of comfort, and is this really going to benefit for me? The way you are comparing with the Honeywell technology, that's a complete. The integration takes lots of things. It's a complete integration. How exactly, if you're saying this product is for the masses, what study you have done and how exactly easy to implement. And but that is something we wanted to know more. If you can just
And is a prerequisite that all devices have to be smart then?
Yeah.
Because in a normal middle class home, you may not have smart devices.
So, sir, actually, with our devices, we make the normal appliances smart. So, if you want this place to be automated, we can do that as well with our
So
device.
this is our device. It goes behind any existing switchboard and it will automate 5 appliances seamlessly. So I can automate this room in 10 minutes.
If you want to have a quick look, if you want to try it out with this as well. So, this is the demo kit we have over here. You can just tap on any devices and they will turn on and they will turn off. And you can control things like brightness.
Be able to see the switches and we can.
See, I got a one question.
Yeah. So ma'am, we are going to explain the cost model. We have a subscription-based model coming up. Can you continue?
I have one question.
Yeah.
From the online, because they are all sitting at the other side.
Yes.
One is from DAPS and US people are attending this technology. And one question came from Mr. Arun Sehgal, saying that I just read it out, justify the valuation. I make 20% IRR on my MF and PMS classes, which means 3.5 years to double my investment. How do they promise doubling in lesser time or 8x or in 6 to 7 years?
So I think once I...
Yeah, proceed.
Yeah, I think if I can explain the model more, maybe I will be able to provide a more educated answer to that at the end.
So let's finish the pitch and then...
In that case, what I will suggest, once the pitch is happening, we'll share that, we'll call those people, one day you have to come to Bajaj again
Yes.
Not an issue.
to pitch one by one.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
that's
arrange
a
a
solution
session
if
for
someone
that.
is taking out time to entertain us.
Those who are interested today,
Right.
we'll call them again, we'll have to come and try to do pitching.
That would be one-on-one.
For sure. I
Because
think-
today is in a limited time, 7 pitch and
Yes,
7
yes.
question answer.
That is not an issue.
So,
And so I'll carry some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is, yeah.
So of course, we are in a, as we see the market around us, hardware is in a boom with Chinese hardware going down, with the likes of Boat and Atom like revolutionizing the industry. I'm so sorry, I will take that on the screen. And of course, as some of you might have heard, subscription is becoming more and more of a adopted mechanism where people are not willing to finance things upfront and going through a subscription model with more adoption of digital payments, making sense for people. With the likes of Drain Prime, which is a water purification subscription in Bangalore, which has recently raised 21 CR from Sequoia. And Rent Mojo, which is quite a familiar brand name in the space. So people are more and more willing to go through the subscription route. So we believe that our revolutionary GTM, as I have specified, our subscription model can really take this industry by storm. We will aim to provide affordable monthly and annual packages. We will start from a limited geographical region so that we can really go dense in that and really develop a robust presence there so that we are the go-to name there and then slowly expand our market. We will be able to cater to a much larger demographic through this model and we will have a higher customer lifetime value. So I would love to explain the unit economics of our whole setup here. So we currently have 8 SKUs in our CapEx model, but we want to reduce that to two SKUs, which you see in front of you. One is our appliance automation module. This allows you to operate all your existing lights, fans, geysers, ACs seamlessly. And of course, now that all your switch operated appliances are automated, we can also automate all your remote operated appliances, which is your home theater, your sound systems, your projectors, your televisions and your air conditioners. So this basically, these two devices cover 99% of a person's automation needs. And the unit economics will be such that we will charge you 1 rupee per day per switch for automation, and on the remote application we will charge you 1 rupee per room. So of course we'll charge a security deposit and an installation fee on the first time. And our numbers suggest that we will be net profitable within the first 4 to 5 months on each subscription. So if I had to give you a small timeline, we are being conservative and we think that the average lifetime would be 4 years per device, but this is something that people generally don't remove once they're installed. So we have a return on asset for our automation module on 5.8x and a 4.3x return on asset for our IR Blaster, which is a remote operated device. We have several growth strategies on top of this because once I'm offering a much lower entry point, I have much more users. Right now, if I have real estate on people's phones, I can monetize that in 1,000 ways. So one thing that we're very bullish about is that everyone else in our industry is in a CapEx model. So the last mile and affiliate fees that are provided by these brands are extremely healthy. So let's say I have 5,000 users who are using my automation. They are much more likely to be a smart lock user than any other database. So the likes of Dorset and Yale provide healthy margins of up to 40% just to give them a reference. So they take care of all the overheads and we earn a 40% commission just by sending UTM links via our mobile application. Of course, the greater good that we aim for is to reduce energy usage and we can incentivize people to reduce their electricity consumption. So what I would say is, sir, please reduce your electricity consumption by 10% in the next 2 months and I will give you 1 month of automation for free. So as such, we are actually able to create a tangible impact in the market and not just monetize for our goods. We definitely want this to be an acquisition-driven program, wherein we will create a referral program and we will tell you, please refer 3 of your friends to adopt the Aliste automation lifestyle and we'll give you 6 months of automation for free. So as we are able to acquire more and more users, we will be able to monetize them further. And of course, one way that we want to make this even easier because we make things are institute is that we want to facilitate bill payments through our own mobile application. So how this helps is, I will tell you your electricity bill without automation would have been 3,000 rupees. I have saved 500 rupees by my automation and your subscription value is 250 rupees. So you will never mind bearing that cost. And of course you will be able to pay both via a single, so it is not an additional hassle. And what our data so far suggests is that whatever our users use, they become more and more acclimatized to using automation. So we see 44% more appliance usage via automation. And of course, we have all the data from our servers with us. So once we have a more well-equipped team, we are sure we will be able to leverage this data 100-fold. One more thing that we're very bullish about is that maybe some of you would know that SEBI has mandated the top 1,000 companies to start publishing their ESG compliance reports starting from fiscal year 22. Now, how this helps us is the E component of the E. So ESG, for those who might not know, is environmental, social and governance norms. So the E component of this is measured in 3 scopes. And the second scope clearly states it is indirect electrical consumption. So we with our automation solutions can provide tangible reduction in their electricity consumption in all office spaces and warehouses. So we are currently in tie-ups with ESG consultants and are in talks with large name companies to automate their warehouses, wherein the overhead fees are minimal and they will actually be able to reduce their electrical consumption via this. To tell you a little bit about our ask, we are seeking 4.5 CR and this will predominantly be driven towards developing a robust online presence where we are actually able to sell the smart lifestyle of having an automated home. And of course, we are getting the requisite inventory and servicing mechanisms in place to get into as many houses as possible. So of course we've done our number crunching and we believe that within the first 6 months we will be able to get around 3 to 3.5k subscribers with an average subscription value of 350 rupees. And within the first 2 years we will be able to acquire 80,000 users, which is tenfold any other player in this market as of now. Thank you so much. We would love any questions.
Yeah, it's open for Q&A session.
One, yeah.
Just want to understand the typical 2-bedroom home in India, how many devices are required?
So, to do basic automation, you would require 3 devices, one for each bedroom and one for your living area. And you would need 3 of these IR clusters. So, one in each room for the air conditioner, which might be lesser because some people don't have air conditioning.
Subscription from the 2 BHKs for you guys, how much?
So, it will be 5, 15, 450 rupees per month.
These assets are on your book or are you using asset financing?
So as of now, we definitely will get lines of debt to finance the production, but as of now, they're on our own.
Also, sir, because we are charging a security deposit and one-time setup cost, we have a very low manufacturing cost on this. And when we manufacture on scale, we can bring it down even more.
And of course, we are still crunching numbers, so we're more willing to maybe reduce these rates even further to maybe boost acquisition.
Scale, what number are you talking?
So, on a scale of 5,000 to 10,000 devices, we are talking to 849 rupees for this module and for 349 rupees for the universal remote.
Also, one thing is implementation of automation is one part.
Yeah.
What about the service and the continuous follow-up? Have you put some cost there?
For sure.
Because there can be short
It's actually a very in-depth Excel sheet which I...
No, so what's the number? I mean, if you go to how many cities are you going to put your service centers or service partners? Because that is something that household will require.
So in the first 6 months, we aim to launch only strictly in the NCR area, because that is a huge market and geographically it is a relatively smaller area, so we are able to provide larger team to provide prompt servicing mechanisms in all places. And one more thing I would love to add is that the reason we are more than willing and we understand that this is the perfect model for these solutions is that we already have validated this product in people's homes via our CapEx model for the last 1.5 years, wherein we have a next to nil return rate. So we understand that once it is in place, although I understand your point completely that it's a hardware product and there are 10 moving parts in there, but yeah, for sure, I respect that and I understand there's a pragmatic way of looking at it. But what we've seen is that the servicing is next to nil in most cases. So although I will definitely keep a buffer and I will keep that in my number crunching, we understand that our solutions are such that the servicing that the industry standard is, it will be much lower than that.
Yeah, there is a question from, sorry, please, there is a question from Mr. Aditya Pathak from Connect Accelerator. Mr. Aditya, you can ask your question.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Thank you so much. Very crisp, clear pitch. I wanted to add a couple of points to your pitch, and I'd love to take a follow-up with you. How about the acquisition with Amazon for free, so which was a shark, maybe Jamie was also a shark in the US shark thing. So I'd love to speak more. We have conversations around that, and I am in manufacturing IoT in India.
Oh, wonderful.
how we should reduce your cost for that. But 3 pointers I had for you was one, ecosystem strategy. This being an IoT play, you might need to project how you're going to use the data, because that will create your choice of an exit strategy with a company like Appliance. Secondly, partnerships. When you're looking at residential complexes and townships in India, this will play a key role for you to get early adopters on board, because this is a B2B play in the early stages, so that you don't run into the problems of compliance. And third, I would say mission-driven approach to your market, which is this could also be a great product pitch to government for your disabled population, which cannot get up from their wheelchair and operate. Your older population, which lives alone at times and their kids are away, and then it's a luxury product. So make sure this is a mission-driven approach. Your ESG is really standpoint, but I would like you to speak for that more on why you started and we're done in the start. Thank you guys.
For sure. Thank you so much for the feedback, Aditya. We'll definitely keep it in the loop, and thank you so much. We'll keep these pointers in mind.
Thank you.
Is there any point you wanted us to address? I'm so sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, I'd like you to address your ecosystem strategy on how you're going to use the data, because you will be collecting a lot of data from a lot of standpoints in one particular household, which a lot of companies are interested. So that is more valuable than automation right now. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. So, sir, what we see is with regulation in appliances and with all of the data that we are getting, the only thing that we are very bullish about and we are going to do is suggest them smart routines that will help them save electricity for once. Because as I said that we are going to ESG compliance norms, with getting to know how people are using their devices. If let's suppose for 10 days they are able to use a device and most of the things are off in the night, on the 11th day something is left on, we can just give them a notification and tell them that okay, with our AI generated model that we can develop, through that we can help save electricity what we plan to use the data in the first place.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Anything else that we can tell you?
So I think that is it for now. I like your application approach when we're looking at the older population.
Right.
You can take an example of your grandfather or your mother and parents. If the advocates on the school will have a very hard time.
Yeah.
You have a mission-driven approach. AI told me market price, and I would recommend having an ergonomic device that only has a couple of buttons and can operate through universal.
So,
Yeah, so
you can ask him to send a question, we'll revert back.
yeah.
Time is very crucial.
Yeah, so sir, time is very crucial. I'll just quickly answer that we have all leading voices as well with us that can.
Ajay, thanks for joining. And I request you to send the questions because we have collected our
Thank you so much, sir.
questions.
Good night.
We'll revert back and we'll connect you with the candidate if you are interested. How are you?
Yeah, so Alexa and Google, all of these services are just providing the software. So if you get Alexa today in this conference,
Sir, खत्म करने का होना चाहिए ऐसे भी. Everybody is trying
I
to
need a device and some hardware which will.
Alexa is an interface. You need someone to trigger and execute the command that you give to the interface.
Yes.
So that is what we do.
So I've got two questions.
Yeah.
One is, you mentioned 6 engineers.
Yeah.
So what's the composition of your, do you have any mentors, advisors on board?
As of now, we don't have any advisors on board, but it's just the 6 of us. But we definitely we have a lot of.
But your presentation is too good, brochure is too good. But you require some of us, Uday said, if you have a good mentor, because honestly, we want to give chance to another 5 teams.
For sure.
Right.
Trust me, your product is good. You have to change your business model. Maybe we already discussed, he has certain points to do that. Maybe we'll discuss it after.
So we're very passionate about what we do, so we put our heart and soul into
I like it. Why Aliste? What's the meaning?
So it was the name of the playlist that we used to listen to in college.
It's a place of.
We will make new transition.
Playlist that we used to
Music
listen to.
playlist they have created.
And it turns out
I know students
it
of
means-
Vishwadans are always creative, not only he.
Yeah.
We IT Vision are also very creative. Good luck.
And sir, it means that to start something new.
Right.
in
So-
Spanish. We didn't know that, but turns out it does.
Fantastic. Good luck.
Thank you.
I like it. Wonderful.